Hello, this is Stephen Childs, Team Fairness, and everyone's invited to Team Fairness and to join Church of Fairness. We don't do anything against anyone else other than we convince people to stop being evil, stop doing others wrong. That's what evil is. So the Church of Fairness has the belief that the only sin is doing someone wrong. That's all. That will self-correct the entire mess. And there's a big mess on planet Earth. And it's getting worse. So, what I want to explain here is how we have been in contact with extremely powerful extraterrestrials that we thought were God. They're godlike. They didn't create creation. One of the oldest teachings that came from these advanced godlike beings is in the Rig Veda creation hymn in the Upanishads in India. It's speculated that it's 13,000 years old that they've been chanting that hymn. The creation hymn. It says creation created the gods. And then at the end it talks about the one. If the one doesn't know where creation came from, then we'll probably never know. But what I'm stressing here is that it says that creation created the gods. I think that's very important, because it will match up without any conflict with what we're learning with our own senses, through research, through record keeping, through science, through experimentation. We didn't know the world was even orbiting the sun way back then. We didn't know much at all. So imagine that these advanced godlike beings, I've been calling them the Om beings because they know about the frequency, the vibration that is reality. Energy's a vibration. So everything that exists, it exists as a vibration. You can, at quantum level, you can imagine it's like on-off. So we're always in connection with the nothingness. The Bible describes how God created us from nothing. So without God, we're not existing. Exactly. There's something that causes us to be here, causes creation to be here. And in the Sikh religion, Guru Nanak was given the vision that it's self-created oneness. Nothing created. This is also in the Rig Veda hymn. It's all throughout the Eastern Hindu, Buddhist, Sikh, that it's non-dual. There's one thing, and within the one thing, all the separate things are within this one thing that's not separate. It's one whole, holy, complete, eternal, invincible, all-powerful. So, I want to explain how exciting it is to realize, how exciting it was for me, to realize that we have been in contact. People were trying to get proof of extraterrestrial life. And if you look back into our history, there's like drawings, Egyptian, Hindu, you name it, that depict images that point toward extraterrestrials that have been here. There's a book that I wasn't really fond of at first, called Ancient Aliens, I think it is. Thor Heyerdahl, I think is the guy's name. I'm not going to take time to reference everything. You can just use your smartphone and find out what I'm talking about. Maybe in your search, you find something that's more valuable than if I told you everything about it. So I don't have the time or the energy. This is not scholarly. This is more of a fun thing. You know, life should be fun. So I've avoided college. Well, I did go back, and I got in a group therapy setting. We were going to learn about group therapy. I was going to get a master's degree in social work. And I had enough credit for BS degree at that time. And because I'm one that fights against evil, the brainwashing in the system, it's evil within. There was a book I was directed to from a page mark. Somebody left a page marker in a book, and it led to, I think it was TAT, T-A-T. And this guy's name's Richard Rose, and he's got a cover of a book, the Algebrin something. I don't know what the word is. I'm not familiar with it. But it's got like priests, professors, government leaders, and they're all snakes dressed up as a human, depicting that the entire world system is evil. It's a brainwashing into the system. You have to conform. These days there's an issue coming up about suit and tie. I don't have a suit. I don't own one. I've got the tie because I'm driving Uber to pay the bills to add to my Social Security. And he left his smartphone in my vehicle, and I got it back to him. And so I delivered it back to him. And so he gave me a tie from his shop, his store where he is either an owner or has enough authority to just give me a tie from the store. So I have a tie. Now I'm waiting for enough money to afford a suit. So anyway, the ancient aliens are still here. So I was given a dream that I was talking with an alien, and he looked humanoid, and he was doing a symbol like this, and he wouldn't explain what it means. And 15 years later, I'm talking with a guy about aliens, and he says, it's funny that we're talking about this subject, because yesterday I was thinking about them, the aliens, and they're probably already here, but they're so small we can't see them. And I'm thinking that's why, because I'm given precognitive dreams frequently. So I've learned to interpret the events that take place in my day from a point of view of someone who knows the past and the future equally well and knows everything about everyone. And so the things that happen are about me seeing that truth of this oneness. So something will happen, and I'll relate it to a dream I had, or a communication I had in dream state from them, from the godlike beings. They communicate to me directly. It's not a voice, it's not a sound, it's an internal communication. So yeah, I hear voices that are an internal communication. Now, people might think I'm crazy. So what? See, here I am, close to stopping the problems of humans on planet Earth, and they're concerned about my state of whether I'm crazy or what does it have to do with it? It doesn't have anything to do with it. If somebody teaches you better not. It doesn't matter if their state of mind is different than your state of mind. My state of mind is not like other people. I thought I was like other people when I was young, and I realized I'm not like other people. The other people are corrupt more than me. And then I realized how corrupt I am also. So when you start looking for your own internal corruption, it's there. And when you start making progress in stopping it, the power of corruption, the power of evil, tries desperately to defeat you. And the aliens know all about this. They know that I'm being attacked by the power of evil. And they know a lot about it. It's like, I speculate that they don't want to solve it for us. They want humans to develop to the point that we correct ourselves. We defeat our own evil and become good. So when evil is defeated, nobody gets killed. You just choose to be good instead of evil. That's all there is to it. So they're waiting. No, they already know it's going to happen. So how can the future be known? Well, superdeterminism is an explanation in science to explain quantum mechanics. And so I'm thinking, well, it's got to be like superdeterminism. And then I asked my spirit guide in meditation, is everything completely fixed, or can we change some things? There's some major things we need to change because we're on a path that leads to the destruction of the earth. They gave me a dream because the force of evil is against me to such a high degree that they said you can push button A to destroy everything. And I thought about it. I don't want this to happen to anybody ever again. I'll push button A. I did. So they know I'll do it. But did they destroy the planet? No. They're hoping we self-correct. We're forgiven. Because we evolved with this evilness within us. This potential to do others wrong. That's all evil is, in my opinion. So, here we are. There was a movie, 2001, when I was like in high school, years ago. Back when, we were still 25 years away from 2000. I graduated in 1975. So, the movie didn't make much sense. So I read the book. They put a short book together. They made the book and the movie, I think, at the same time. Arthur C. Clarke, the author, had this message he wanted the world to know about. And it was what I'm talking about. They left this object, this door, this big monolithic door on the moon buried under, and there was a magnetic signal. So when we started looking at the moon for resources and whatnot, this was like a beacon. And so when we uncovered it, it sent a signal to set up the events that brought about this basically AI machine to activate, because they'd already left. They passed by here and left us this tool that once we had the ability to understand what it is, then it would initiate the empowerment of an individual to stop all the wars and so forth. So he would be like the chosen one, the Christ. So the book explained it, how they interacted with the pre-human life forms, the ancestors of humans, through dreams. It was coming through dreams. And that's been my experience. The Bible is about prophets, people that are given dreams. And then they took a wrong turn. Or I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. Moses, the guy that wrote for Moses, those people were tribal warriors that wanted to protect themselves from the other tribes that were going to kill them. And we've always been in this dog-eat-dog world. Dogs are more civil than that. You know, dogs have more cooperation. But they always try to, the leader of the pack has to surrender to the other leader of the pack. And that's what humans are doing. That's what the Muslims say is the way of the world. That's the way it is. So the winner rules. There's a saying, winner take all. The winner that stays in the winning position doesn't take anything. So if I win, everybody wins. I don't win any more than anyone else. I'm just doing my job. I'm trying to stay alive. I've been homeless, sleeping in my car half a dozen times, totally broke. More than a half a dozen times. So I'm trying to stay alive. And that's why I'm making the video that nobody's watching. Nobody's donating to teamfairness.com. I spent all the money I had to get the website, and I can't complete it. It doesn't even work right. But it does, the donation function works. I've tried it I tried it, and someone else I know tried it, and it works. It uses Stripe to use credit card, debit card with. I knew I needed that function, and it's a non-profit organization. So the foundation is there, and the idea is there already on how we'll make Team Fairness a world thing, and we'll implement the World Fairness Agreement. So this is like what they want. The signal we set off was to bring about the World Fairness Agreement. So it matches up with fiction in that the World Fairness Agreement is here, and they told me that I was going to guide these aliens that have had control of us in an unfair fashion. They agree to be guided, and they're not going to control humans anymore. And the way this comes about is with secrecy. The main problem of my life was, what do I do about secrecy? Because people betray me with secrets. So you change yourself. If you don't like how things are and you can't change things how they are, you have to change yourself. So I changed how I am, and it's through non-dual meditation. It's through the perception that there's just the one thing, and this is just drama. The Sikh religion calls it hukum. All the events of our life are just hukum. Don't even worry about it. It's unimportant. The Hindu religion and the Buddhist religion says it's an illusion. It's not even real. What we're experiencing here isn't even real. Well, that's a little extreme, but then we find out in science, they're saying that the universe is not locally real. That's what they've been telling us through spiritual means for thousands of years, that the universe is not locally real. It's called Maya, illusion. Isn't that interesting? See what I'm saying? They've been here teaching us for thousands of years, probably 100,000 years. And if they were working through dreams and the other forms of life, like dogs and cats, you see them dreaming and they're twitching and they act like they're running from something. Sometimes they'll even growl at something. The idea of that book from Arthur C. Clarke is that it's from these higher beings interacting with our mind. Humans are not the only species that have a mind. We're just one of many. So here we are on the cusp of a new era, a new age, a new paradigm where the status quo is not unfairness anymore. It always has been. For the first time, the status quo is fairness. We're born into a world where no one is allowed to do you wrong, or they're violating the law of fairness. Nobody goes to prison unless they are saying, I am not going to be fair, I never will be fair. Well, then we'll have to lock that person up. Who would do that? No one. Everyone would agree to be fair. We're going to stop people from doing you wrong from now on. And you're going to stop doing others wrong from now on. Do you agree? I absolutely agree myself. Do you? So, I'm excited. My friend called up. He left a text, and actually it was a text. And I got up in the morning, and he had left a text the night before, like, I don't know, 10 or 11-ish. And he said, there are UFOs by Orion. And I was going to look, where is Orion in the night sky? I can't even see a star where I'm at. There's so much outside light. So it's about them. And the ones that are scary, and there's a reason for it. We're a species that has training wheels on. Like when you learn how to bike with training wheels. So we have to fight against something to unite ourselves. And we have to learn what it is. And it's evil that we're fighting against. And what is evil? It's when you do someone wrong. So forget about what the religions say, first of all, and get an understanding of what it's about. And then you'll understand the mythologies better. So the Western religions talk about the war in heaven. And in the Hindu religion and in the Greek pantheon, there's wars between the various gods. We're going to find out what that's about. See, that doesn't have anything to do with humans. But my thinking is that a species or a group of species that do not make the World Fairness Agreement, the Universe Fairness Agreement, they're going to kill each other off. So maybe the humans are going to be of great value to the whole universe. And I'm just a cog in the wheel. I just was the guy who thought, what do we need to do? And I wrote it down, and it's called the World Fairness Agreement. Thank you.